wanted to make one quick video on anxiety. Okay, there we are. It's still out here. I'm sitting down this time, not doing the walking and talking thing. But anxiety, it's like something that plagues a lot of people. It's been a huge part of my life. It's something that I've been having to overcome and deal with, and just I've just experienced a lot of it, and I've been around a lot of people who've experienced a lot of it as well. And it's something that I think stems from a different place than depression does, but also from a very similar mindset. So it seems that anxiety is more caused from an overactive mind, like it's from thinking too much, like from reminiscing and like basically just continuously looping thought patterns. And the number one way that I found to get rid of anxiety for me is body awareness. So basically, anytime that I feel anxiety, I try to still my entire body and then just sit completely still. And if you do that for 30 minutes, then it'll most likely help your anxiety tremendously. If you don't have time to sit still for 30 minutes, then try literally just 30 seconds, but like just get your body to stay completely still. Basically it's getting like, because anxiety it's felt very physically as well. It's like it's a mental thing, but it's also very physical. So it can be crippling whenever it becomes physical and mental, because like mentally you want to do things so bad, but like every time you think about doing it, it causes more anxiety, because you then shame yourself and guilt yourself, and it just causes these loops and loops of constant just overactive mind. And so the biggest thing that I found is body awareness. So learning how to be still. Meditation is huge on this, but like the second biggest thing is becoming aware of the thought streams that go through your head. So basically, like becoming aware of the way that you think about things, like you in particular, because the way that you think about things is different than anybody else's, but at the same time, the worries and the things that you have anxiety about are the same as a lot of other people. So for one, you can always talk to other people about this stuff, but like a lot of people are not comfortable with that. So the best way I found, first of all, like keeping your body still. Second of all is like really becoming aware of the way that your attention is, right? So like anxiety also comes from having basically multiple thought streams at one time. So like your attention is on 10 different things at one time, and trying to do all of those things with 100% capacity all at the same time is impossible, because you would have to have 1,000% battery in yourself, and you only have 100% to work with. So becoming aware of your attention is also very, very important. So learning to put your attention on just one thing at a time, and actually to do it all the way through before you start another thing. A lot of anxiety is caused from starting something and then stopping it and then coming back to it, or like even this is in thoughts as well. So like you start a thought pattern, and then you get caught up in another thought pattern, and then that thought pattern comes back up again, and you had forgotten about it, and then that causes anxiety because it just like continuously builds and builds, and then that ends up snowballing into a bunch of terrible thoughts. So the biggest thing about that is definitely to start to become aware of the thought patterns that you have, and to start to move yourself into a place of only focusing on one thing at a time. So only focusing on moving yourself into this state of being where it makes you feel much more like aligned, because you're basically focusing your attention to one direction, and then that way it doesn't cause you to like go off in different tangents in your mind. Basically, also anxiety is caused a lot from the way that your body reacts to like other stuff in your environment. So I've noticed a lot that anxiety can be caused from being very empathic. So if you are around a lot of anxious people, or if you're around a lot of people who have really bad depression or anxiety, then that could very easily ramp up your own anxiety, and it can cause you to like, honestly, like, it can be so bad, like, if you're very empathic, it can be so bad that you could feel perfectly fine, and then as soon as you walk into a room, you feel completely anxious. And the best way to become aware of that is, for one, to get yourself out of those situations. So just go outside, or go somewhere where you can be alone. And then the second thing is to start to become aware of the way that your body feels with every one of those feelings. So a lot of this is going to be felt in the stomach and in the chest. And you can also work on opening those chakras that you feel that in, which is going to be mostly the sacral and the solar plexus and the heart. And basically just work on your breath work, work on basically looking at your thoughts, and just basically becoming aware of what makes you feel anxious, and consciously moving yourself away from that, or consciously learning how to redivert your attention to something that doesn't make you feel anxious. Yeah. Let's get up and start walking. It's a good little example of anxiety as well, just right there in the moment. Everybody goes through it, like, it's not something that I'm like I'm not immune to it either, but it's just becoming aware of when it happens and not really judging yourself for it. That's really the biggest thing, is to not judge yourself. Be compassionate with yourself, forgive yourself, but honestly, like, I don't know, exercise and getting your feet planted on the ground, like walking around barefoot, that helps a lot. But it's mostly just getting away from the heavy vibes of, like, the city, getting away from all that, like, just traffic and just all that kind of stuff. And it's moving yourself into a place that's that you can easily be able to relax and just, like, let yourself just be for a little bit. Nature is what I found is the best, just because I can sit and just listen to the birds, and I can literally sit here for hours just doing nothing, literally, just because it feels so good just to be away from everything and out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, anxiety is it's a big thing nowadays, and I'm hoping to be able to relieve myself completely and help to do it with other people as well. Yeah, I'll just do a really quick message also. I was just thinking about it, about the whole New Earth thing, and about the vibrational shifts on the Earth. Basically, I've noticed that this 5D shift that they're talking about, or like this shift into the fourth density, I've noticed it a lot with myself, and I've noticed that a lot of things are happening, like different, like, ways that I can easily tell that, like, I'm becoming more awakened. Like, I can feel like everybody's vibes way more, like, every day, and I can visualize things, like, very, very well, like, super vividly, and like, I can, like, turn them and do them in detail and stuff like that, and it's really, like, interesting. And there's also stuff like empathy traits and stuff like that, but it seems like literally right now is a time where everybody's gifts are going to start to activate, and they're going to start to realize that we are connected, and like all these people who are sages and mystics and all this stuff is like these people are also a part of you, and like you have the same capabilities as they do, and you can really start to bring that into fruition if you just work on your health. So, like, if you work on what you put in your body and work on your mind. So, like, take more time to just eat the right foods, and to teach yourself to think the thoughts that make you feel good. And yeah, that was just a really, really quick thing about the like the whole fourth density shift is amazing though, because like the past lives are going to start coming through. Everybody's going to start realizing the nature of reality, and they're going to start realizing all these crazy existential realizations, and hopefully there'll be a movement where people can start to group together, and maybe like they'll start wanting to try to merge their consciousness together and move into a state where we can honestly start to telepathically communicate with people, and we're going to be able to like really link into other people's memories and just like really be a part of an entire group of the planet Earth, rather than feeling so separated from each other. Yeah. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to make more of these. Peace.